Welcome to Blonde Cards and Crafts. Let's make something together.
Hello crafters and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome back if you're a subscriber. Today we're going to make a card using the August 2024 card kit called To the Beach, and this is a Love from Lizi card kit, and I have really enjoyed using the products that came in this kit. We got so much. If you would like to be a subscriber to Lizi's kits, the information you need is down in the description. That'll bring you to the website where you can then peruse Lizi's website to your delight. So for today's card, I'm going to make a 6x6 card. Now you can have it as a top folding card or a side folding card. Personally, I prefer a side folding card. I find that way when it's standing, it has less chance of splaying open, whereas when it's like so, it can splay open and whoop, go down like that. So I'm going to put mine with the fold to the side, but you can put it in whichever orientation you like. I'm making a card. My card base measures 6x6. You can use a shop bought card or you can make one yourself. Now onto this, I'm going to put a piece of pattern paper. My pattern paper measures 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, and the pattern paper is from the kit. Now the next thing I want to do, I had a kind of vision in my head of a door that you open and you see out to the beach. So you're coming out of your lovely beach house or beach hut and looking out onto the sea. So I want to make my door, and I thought it would be fun to use Lizi's new arch dies, and these are available on the website. I've taken the largest one and I've taken a piece of folded cardstock and I've laid my arch on top. And you can see here on the back, if I flip it over, it's not going to cut through my cardstock because, as I said, my card is folded like so. So I'll put that on there, run it through my die cutting machine, and then I will come out with this. So this then will be my panel. I'm going to glue this down here. So if you can imagine, this is the wallpaper in the house. We have a lovely door here. I've die cut out 2 pieces of pattern paper, and I've used the next die down to die cut these out. And I thought it would be fun to have a red door because I have a red front door on my house. So I've die cut out 2. Now you might only want to die cut out 1, and I'll show you. This is going to go in here, and I'll put a little gem on here to represent the doorknob. It's kind of like going through the witch and the wardrobe, you know, and our scene will be here. So if you like, you can just embellish the other side with the second piece. So like I said, it's up to you if you want to do that, but I'm going to use the 2 pieces. So on here, I'm going to do some ink blending for my outside view. Now, I've got a piece of ephemera. I'm going to use that there. I will do some ink blending on the background, and I'm going to pull down the sand we have here. I'm going to pull the sand the whole way down to the bottom here. So we'll have our little miss. She's walking out the door and she's going to the beach. And I thought that would be really, really fun. I have room then down here. I can stamp a sentiment, and we have some sentiments on our lovely stamp set that we got. We have good times and tan lines, aloha sunshine, see you soon, and life is better in bikini. So you can use one of the sentiments from the stamp set. You can use one of your sentiments from your stash or a previous Love from Lizi kit if you do have other kits. So I'm going to stamp a sentiment here, and then when we look inside our card, we'll have room then to put another sentiment in here and write our message. I've taken this little piece of ephemera. I'm going to stick this down on the bottom right hand corner. I thought it would embellish inside. And I've also got a little one of the tied ribbons. I thought that would be nice to put on our door. And we have these 2 lovely shells. Now I was debating using these as a doorknob, but I don't think I will. I think what I'm going to do is take some a gem from my stash, and I'm going to put one of those on there. We also got some blueberry blue peel-offs in heart shapes, and I probably will add some of those as well. Now, you could put a sentiment on the front of the door if you like. Really, it's up to yourself, but I thought this would be a cool card for a 21st birthday, because here in Ireland, 21st birthday was key of the door. So I thought that would be cool. You could put 21 on this and then have, you know, an image inside of the person's 21st, and then on the inside of the card you could put your birthday message. So I think this card style lends itself to lots of different design ideas. So that is our card. I'm going to go ahead now, and first thing I'm going to do is some ink blending, because I want to do some ink blending on my background here. So I'm going to get some Distress Oxide inks and do some blending with you. So now I've got my inks that I want to use. I'm going to use the Antique Linen and Tattered Rose for the sand. You can see here those colours kind of fit really well with the colours that is in the sandy area. And then for the sky scene, I've got Salty Ocean and Stormy Sky, and I think between the two of those that should look good. I've also got my brushes here in my little holder. This is just made using toilet rolls, the empty toilet rolls, and glued together. So I have all my brushes over there so I can pull them in. So I'm going to start, what I want to do first is get an idea of where I want my scene and then where I want my little lady. So I think she'll go there, and I'll raise her up on a little bit. She could even be walking in the middle, to be honest. I'll raise her up on some very thin foam pads just for a bit of dimension. So I think with her I want the beach scene there. So my sand is only coming to about there and there. So I'm going to take a pencil and I'm just going to give myself an idea by putting a little pencil line there, and I will rub this out then afterwards, but it's just to show me how high I want to go up with that little beach scene. You can see here that I have covered up the other side of my arch from our door, so that will keep that nice and clean. I don't want to get ink on that. So I'm going to start with my antique linen, and I'm going to add a bit to that. So my antique linen needs to go across there, so I've got an idea. Now I can take my eraser and I'm going to rub out those pencil lines before I go any further. There we go. Lovely. Okay. I didn't want to go too high up, so now I can finish blending. So I'm going to come in from the bottom and the side, and I'm not looking for a really smooth blend with this, because you can see on the little piece there, it's not a smooth blend on there. I do want to get plenty of ink on though, and I can add in my tattered rose then. Did I say tattered lace? I have a habit of calling that tattered lace, and it's not, it's tattered rose. I just had a look at it there. So we have some texture there now from our antique linen. So we'll bring in our tattered rose, and you might be wondering what I'm blending on. These are some laminating sheets. I put white cardstock in them, and then I've got this non-slip. You know, you put it on the back of your chopping boards or in your workshop, and I just find it helps it stop sliding around. So now we need our tattered rose, and you can see there it doesn't really move when I'm blending, so very handy thing. So I want to go in now with the tattered rose and just kind of add it in. Oh, it moved a little. We'll add it in spots there. like we have a little bit in there and there's a little bit in the back. So just little spots kind of filling up those places that we've kind of missed out on. I think that looks good. And then I'll come back in with my antique linen and just blend over them as well. And I'm using 300 GSM cardstock here. It's a smooth white cardstock. So it's not really for ink blending, but I think that looks grand. Do you know? There is a little bit of, it's like a blue or a bluey grey there, but I'm quite happy with that. I think I'm going to leave it at that now for those two. So next I want to do my sky. I'm going to start with my stormy sky. And I'm going to very lightly go in with the stormy sky. I really just want to very, very lightly go in with that, because it's easy to add color in, but it's very hard to take it away. So we have a bit of a stormy sky going on there. Bring some and blend it into our sand. I like that. So now I'm going to move on to our salty ocean. And I think I have a brush for that. Prized ribbon, broken china. I'll use this, should be grand. So again, I'm going to tap off. You can see the difference. This is a very, very light blue, and I want very little of this. And I just want to kiss around the edge is all I'm going to do with this. Just around the edge there, like that. And this is just trial and error, a little bit of, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. Again, I'm just going to bring this in a little bit more from the outside. And then I'm going to just kind of scoop a little bit over like that. And just, I want it to be very whimsical, like what's on the ephemera piece. And we will be covering a lot of that up. So let's have a look and see how we are. I think that looks grand. Now I am going to take my stormy sky and I'm going to add just what's on the brush there onto this. I did this before with another ephemera piece I was using, and I did like how it kind of takes the white edge off there. But it's an ephemera piece we're using and we're not trying to hide that fact. But I do think that looks good there. I have a little bit of brush marks from the salty ocean. I think maybe I should have gone in with more of a grey colour, but we can just blend them out. And like I said, I want to leave some of the white areas there. So now I'm pretty happy with that. I think that looks grand. And again, I'm going to raise them up just very light, just a tiny bit, just so that there'll be a shadow around them and around our little lady. So that is our image that we've got blended. Now what I want to do is I'm going to take them away. I'm going to take my water bottle and I'm going to spray a little into my hand and drop those down onto our blending. And I'll give that a minute to sit, and I'll take, you can take some kitchen roll or a bit of tissue. I have a bit of tissue here. So I'm just going to blot those up. And it'll give a little bit of texture to our piece. I like that. Clean up that little bit there while I have the tissue out. Now I want to do a little bit of flicking as well, and I thought I would use some of my Ganzi Tomby starry colors. I hope I've pronounced that right. I'm going to take them and I'm going to flick a little bit of the silver up here and a little of the gold then down to the bottom. So all you need to do if you have these is add a little bit of water to it to get it activated. Just like that. And then with a little paintbrush, we'll do a little bit of flicking. Now you can flick using your block to add a little bit of flicking. I'm just going to drop it off the brush like so. I think that's lovely. And then I'm going to take a separate brush and I'm going to do some with the gold. We'll do a little bit of flicking on there as well. And I think I'm going to go with the darker gold color and add some texture with that too. So I'll add a little spray of water in there. And I can give that a little bit of a swoosh. This is more of a red gold. Kind of has a coppery gold look if you ask me. And we can do a little bit of flicking there as well. And I'm kind of keeping this now to the sand area. And then we'll need to leave that to dry in order to come along then and add our little ephemera pieces to that. So while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead now and do some assembly of our card. And yeah, I'll see you there. So onto the panel now, I'm stamping my Aloha Sunshine to the front and that'll be ready to go. I'm also going to stamp the Sending You Sunshine and Smiles. That's from the January 2024 kit called Sending Sunshine. So I'm delighted with that. I'm going to add some of our blueberry blue heart peel-offs. You can see down there as well, I have added another little piece of ephemera and I think that makes the inside look lovely. I'm going to add some of my Kalal glue now to the back of our through the door panel and I'll glue that down and that'll glue really solid and hard. Now inside I want to add some of my ephemera pieces. And to do that, I'm going to use some of my liquid adhesive for this panel, which is the beach huts. I got the word there. I'm gluing them straight down because I'm going to add dimension to the little miss. Now, full disclosure, I'm adding some foam tape behind her. It's very thin, but at this point, if you want to have your door close when it's open, add a little magnet and put it behind her. I'm going to do this later and I'll show you later on where I've added the magnet, etc. in. But she would be a fabulous place. If you move her a little bit more to the right, you could put a magnet behind her head and then the little doorknob that we'll put on the inside would be the best place then for our magnet inside. So I'm going to use some of these enamel stickers or enamel dots. These are from a previous kit a long time ago. And although I put the smaller one down there, I'm going to go back and put a larger one there. I think it needs a larger one. I'm using some hot glue to glue down one of the tied bows on the front door. Now, here is where I'm putting a little one of those enamel dots. I'm going to take it off later. I'm going to pop a magnet down there, a really thin magnet. I'll leave a link to them down below. And then I'll be able to have the door closed. So when it's stood up, my door stays closed. I found that it kind of swings open a bit and I didn't like that. But if it doesn't bother you, then don't add the magnets.
I've also added a piece of 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 white 300 GSM cardstock to the very back of our card. It'll help balance the card when our card is open and the door is open. Otherwise, it will just tip forward when the door is open.
And here we are with our finished card, and I just love this card. I am inspired to make this for other occasions. I think as a birthday card with a big number on the front, this would make a fab retirement card. I think it would make a really good Christmas card. I can imagine a wreath on the front here, and then when you open it up, having a Christmas picture inside. Maybe you took one last year, or just a Christmas scene would look fun. I have my little magnet here as the doorknob on the inside, and because I fussy cut out the bucket, the little seagull and the blanket as extras, I was able to hide my magnet behind the bucket. So you wouldn't need to, if you're using the kit, you could hide your magnet behind the little miss here and it would be perfect. I've also added, as I said, a piece of cardstock on the back, and that just helps to balance it. It does sit beautifully when the door is closed. You don't really need the magnets. I just like the idea that, you know, the card wasn't, the door wasn't opening and then it would just open. Do you know, when the card is closed, it sits really nicely. So I do think you could display it though with the door open. I think that would look nice. It's kind of hard to show you on camera, but I'll show you in the pictures. Yeah, so I love it. And if you've enjoyed my video, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here and not a subscriber, and ding the bell so you'll be notified next time I post a new video. There's links below to the card's measurements and the other design team members, as well as my Facebook group called Your Cards and Crafts and Lizi's Facebook group. You can share your card makes using the kits and also this card style on both our Facebook pages. So that's it. I'm going to leave it there, folks. Until next time, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again really soon with another card make. And until then, take care, stay safe, and bye for now. Bye bye.